What's up, Knights? I'm Jacob Damewood, and you're watching KTTV. First, for today's show, we hit the halls for a flashback of GradBash with Dion King on our Man on the Street.
What's up, Knights? This is Dion King from KTTV, giving you your Man on the Street on GradBash.
My experience, it was both good and bad because I felt like, it took a long time to get in line for the rides, and it was really hot out there, and I don't like being in crowded spaces. But other than that, the experience to be with your friends and to be with all the other high schoolers, like celebrating the fact that you're graduating, it was a fun experience altogether.
So, I had a group of 6 friends. We were riding a couple rides, and then they wanted to stop to go eat. And the line to go eat was like 10,000 people long, and they still stood in line. So we broke up in half, and half of us went to go ride some more rides while they went to go eat. Long story short is their group got mixed up and they all got lost, and my group of 3 people rode rides all night. So we hopped in almost every ride at the park. So
GradBash was pretty fun. I had a good time. We got to see Jesse J performing live, and we got on a few rides. But the only thing was that the lines were really long. There were a lot of schools in there, so you could lines were like 2 hours plus. But overall, I had a good time.
Now we're going to get down and dirty and get the 101 on Earth Day. The idea for a national day to focus on the environment came to Earth Day founder Gaylord Nelson, then a U.S. Senator from Wisconsin, after witnessing the ravages of the 1969 massive oil spill in Santa Barbara, California. On April 22, 1970, 20 million Americans took to the streets, parks, and auditoriums to demonstrate for a healthy, sustainable environment in massive coast-to-coast rallies. Thousands of colleges and universities organized protests against the deterioration of the environment. Earth Day had reached into its current status as the largest secular observance in the world, celebrated by more than 1 billion people every year. And because of that, Earth Day will always be remembered.
My name is Merlin Baker, and today we're talking about the National Honor Society. As you guys may know, on April 19th, we had our National Honor Society induction. And we really want to get into what it means to be in the National Honor Society and how important it is to our school. So we decided to talk to a couple teachers and see what they thought was so important about the Honor Society and how important it is to have at a school.
All right, so why do you think the National Honor Society is important to students?
The National Honor Society is a high achievable goal, and once students achieve that goal, it gives them a great sense of self-worth, and it also gives them something to strive for to be able to continue throughout their high school career, which will also spill over into the collegiate career.
Mr. Santiago, can you tell me how National Honor Society impacts the students here?
National Honor Society is wonderful. It impacts students in a very positive way since they are held to a higher standard. They're motivated, they're mentored, and they learn along the way to be responsible, to manage their time correctly, which is an important skill when you go to college. So all in all, belonging to this society is a very, very good thing.
So, how do you think the National Honor Society impacts the students here at Oakley?
The Honor Society, the National Honor Society, I think has a very good impact on students. It allows them to strive to achieve certain goals and better grades, and there's also scholarship opportunities for them, and I think it just shows them that there's more opportunities out there for them after high school.
So as you may know, that National Honor Society had their induction last night, but I want to know what you think is important about the National Honor Society and why it's important to the students at the school.
I guess my first inclination would be it helps kids aspire to a higher standard. It helps kids reach out, grab goals that they wouldn't necessarily be thinking about. It also offers a platform for students to take their educational goals and apply them out into the world. It puts kind of like an unwritten resume out there for any particular person that a kid might aspire to, or a job that a kid might aspire to go to. Seeing National Honor Society on their resume does wonders for, their job chances or their career opportunity or goals. So to answer your question, it would be that it gives them a leg up above the competition when an application is put before an employer and they see National Honor Society on that resume. I think that would be the most important thing that I would consider National Honor Society before. Even more so, it gives them, opportunities that they wouldn't necessarily have had they not joined that organization.
Seniors, graduation is creeping on you. Check with the counselors to make sure you aren't missing anything before it's too late. Also check with Brazelton to pay off those fees as well. Next week, Thursday, April 28th, Quill and Scrolls will have an induction ceremony to congratulate those dedicated journalists who worked hard. Oakleaf Art Walk will be held Saturday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Check it out and your fellow students' work. Next, Dion King will give us a sports update.
What's up, Knights? This is Andres Quinones, bringing you the latest in sports here at Oakley. Shaquille Quarterman's spring game, he balled out, tallying up 7 tackles in the first half. Shout out to Nazir Little, who got an offer from University of South California. Congratulations. The Lady Knights softball team defeated Lincoln in the first round 14-0, collecting 14 hits. Next Tuesday, they face Atlantic Coast in the Sweet 16 at 4 p.m. here at the Castle. Be sure to support the boys baseball team, who also face Atlantic Coast for the district championship. Don't forget to come watch Oakleaf's 2016 dodgeball tournament here at Oakleaf Friday, May 6th at 2 p.m. in the gym. After they lost to Ridgeview 20-24, the girls' flag football team looks to bounce back versus Robert E. Lee and Fleming Island in the districts. Now let's go to Dion with the history of the NBA regular season records.
2015-2016 73-9 Golden State Warriors, best record ever. 1995-1996 Bulls, 72-10, previously was the best record ever. 1964-1965, the Boston Celtics were the first team ever to establish the best regular season record in the NBA. History of the NBA regular season record. This is Dion King, KTTV. Back to you, Andres.
That's all for this week, Knights. Remember, we are the Castle.
Last for today is we celebrate Poetry Month with Devon Lang on Langston Hughes.
Langston Mercer Hughes was one of the earliest innovators of the then-now literary art form called jazz poetry. Hughes is highly known as a leader of the Harlem Renaissance. Like many African Americans, Hughes' ancestry is complex. Hughes was born in Joplin, Missouri, and was the second child in the family. Hughes grew up in a series of Midwestern small towns. Hughes' father left his family and later divorced Carrie, his wife, going to Cuba and then to Mexico seeking to escape the enduring racism in the United States. After separation of his parents, while his mother traveled seeking employment, young Langston Hughes was raised by his maternal grandmother, Mary Patterson Langston, in Lawrence, Kansas. His writing experience began young. While in grammar school in Lincoln, Kansas, Hughes was elected as class poet. He stated that in retrospect, thought it was because of stereotype about African Americans having rhythm. Langston Hughes died in 1967 One of his famous poems is Dream Defer. Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or faster like a sword and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrup sweet? Maybe it is just like a heavy load, or does it explode? Devon Lang, KTTV.
If you can't wait till next week for more, follow us on Twitter at OHSKnight Media. That's all for today, Knights. See you next week.